Imagine escaping slavery, not just running away, but building your own community, your own rules, your own freedom. Now imagine doing all of that while people are actively hunting you down and you still survive. That's exactly what the Maroon Society did. And somehow we barely or never hear about them, just depending on what school you went to. Welcome back to Let's Talk Black History with me, Miss Tay Nicole. And today we're talking about something powerful: Maroon societies. These were communities of formerly enslaved Africans who escaped slavery and created their own independence, independent settlements all across the American cuz, not just playing, America. Um, so, what are Maroon societies, you may ask? So, I know a lot of you guys are used to the term maroon, meaning like the color of something like burgundy or something like that. But the term maroon comes from the Spanish word cimarron. I think is how you say it. Cimarron with the little thing above the O, I think. Anyway, which basically meant wild or escaped. But these people weren't just runaways, they were organized, strategic, and determined to live free by any means necessary. Malcolm X, my brother. You had maroon communities in places like Jamaica, Brazil, and surname? I think that's how you say it. Anyway, y'all know I be butchering words, so you'll see it in the little words. But they even had them in parts of the United States. And what makes this so powerful is they didn't just hide. No, they built real societies, families, systems, leadership, culture. They built everything. So, how did they survive and how did they fight back? Now, let's talk about how their survival was, because their survival wasn't easy. See, maroon communities were usually built in hard to reach areas like mountains, forests, and swamps. Places where slave catchers and armies would struggle to find them or just was too lazy to go look, but they would struggle to find them nonetheless. But even when they were found, they fought back. They didn't just be found and be like, okay, you got me. No, they fought back. These were skilled fighters that these folks were fighting. They use uh, guerrilla warfare, I believe. Um, they knew the land better than anyone and were willing to protect their freedom at all cost. At all cost. Some groups actually defeated European forces multiple, and I do mean multiple times. Think about that just for a second. Think about that. People who were once enslaved now outsmarting an entire army. Matter of fact, entire armies, not just one, but multiple. So me try to give you a real example if I can. One of the most powerful examples is Colombo dos Palmares in Brazil. I might have butchered that. Y'all know I ain't gonna keep repeating it. Y'all know I suck at pronouncing certain words. This was one of the largest Maroon cities ever, with thousands of people living free for decades. And in Jamaica, you had leaders like Nanny of the Maroons, a powerful woman who led her people in resistance against the British. She became a symbol of strength, leadership, and Black resistance. Because, you know, a lot of times the women is a strong backbone that y'all be needing. Y'all be trying to duck and dodge it, but y'all know y'all need a strong Black woman as your backbone. But anyway, these weren't small stories. These were entire movements that people tried to ignore, people tried to feel like didn't exist, but it does. And it did. And see, this is why learning about the Maroon societies matters, because Black history is not just about oppression. It's also about resistance, independence, and power, not just slavery. These communities prove that even in the worst conditions, freedom was still possible. So the question is, why don't we hear about this more? Why haven't we learned about this more in schools? So tell me something. If you learned something new today, or if you already knew this, make sure you do me a favor. And that's like, comment, and also subscribe if you can. And let me know what Black history topic you would want me to touch next. Because over here, we talk about real history, and that's Black history. As always, y'all do me a big favor, and that's stay peaceful, stay blessed, and stay Black, baby. Peace out.